right, we're live, by the way.
No, we're not.
No, I did start streaming.
No.
Look, it says stop streaming right there.
So,
All right, I've got quite a mysterious show. Do you want me to play a whole intro of The Heat Is On
no,
for 6 minutes?
no, thank you.
Why do you not like that song?
Because
Okay, well, I closed that out. I've got a special guest. I've got Tits McGee over here. And I'm going to teach this woman, even though we have two kids together, how to... hold on. Let me get back to my soundboard.
what was that?
How to... There we go. Better not have fucked up. What did you do?
I don't know. I didn't do anything. Something clicked.
Yeah, I heard it click too. Way to go.
I don't know what I did.
Someone in the chat says it's the Jews, lady.
It's always
And
the Jews.
Two's in the chat if you think my wife's a fat whore. I typed 2. All right, so I found this. I thought you would enjoy this. There's a reason I have that also pulled up. We watched that together, right?
What?
The fuck you. All right.
So old.
Yeah. Shut the fuck up, you fucking Zoomer piece of shit.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So I got that going on. All right. And I found a video because we're both getting older. It's about how sex gets better with age. So this kind of reminded me of actually us together. And this lady was pointing out some useful tips. So tips.
I say break things up. Don't keep a same routine. Like people who are getting older feel like if they get in a routine, they're safe. But actually, the routine takes them to like boredom, death. And so the first thing I say is to break things
Did
up.
she say
And then
death?
also to stay
Boredom and death. That's how you kill your sex life, is boredom and death.
Okay.
sexy, to have
That
practice
reminds me of you.
intentional sex, to stay young,
That-
do
That's you.
whatever it
Actually,
takes
that's
to
you right there.
continue to exercise,
That's
continue
us.
to work out, and
That's
then
me.
boundaries.
That's me.
Only older people need
up,
boundaries
Slav?
in a different way than younger people need.
I know one of your teachings is we shouldn't be
Slav's not
having
black.
sex without consent.
Oh, I say it this way. Consent. Don't have sex without it.
Yes. Yes.
I don't agree.
Do you like that guy? So the reason I just wanted to start off with that little part, and then I just wanted to show you something. I guess I should put that in the front up there, huh? There we go. Oh my God. What did you fucking do?
I told him with his aviators on, he looks like Joe Biden, and he is really proving me right now.
God, you're so fucking annoying, dude. All right. This right here. These people remind me.
I do laugh like that. And you have his crazy eyes.
Okay. Just remember this retarded story right here. All right. I just want you to. There's no audio in there. God damn it. Fucking woman. God. Fucking woman. Jesus Christ, dude. I hate this woman so fucking much.
That's why you don't put women on a ship.
All right. There we go. All right. Well, at least we tested this out before we started. There we go. Are you goddamn kidding me? Are you goddamn kidding me? All right. Fuck that video. That's fine. I don't care anymore.
I say
gonna play
break
this.
things up. Don't keep
they hear
a
this one?
same routine.
I know they can hear
Like
this.
people who are getting older feel like if they get in a routine, they're safe. But actually, the routine takes them to like boredom, death. And so the first thing I say is to break things up. And then also to stay sexy, to have practice intentional sex, to stay young, do whatever it takes to continue to exercise, continue to work out, and then boundaries. Only older people need boundaries in a different way than younger people need boundaries.
I know one of your teachings is we shouldn't be having sex without consent.
Oh, I say it this way. Consent, don't have sex without it.
Yes. Yes.
Dang.
So, what do you wish that men knew about consent? And how do you practice consent in a sexy way?
So what I tell men is that
I'm Layla Martin. I'm your host of This Tantric Life. This podcast is for you to learn about and be able to use the incredibly powerful system of Tantra in your life. I have been teaching and studying classical and neo-Tantra for over 20 years. And when you apply that to sex, love, and relationships, as I love to do, you end up having conscious relationships, the deepest, most epic and magical sex, and the kind of intimacy that you get to be grateful for on your deathbed.
Hi, and welcome to This Tantric
All right,
Life.
I'll
I'm your
fix
host, Layla
the
Martin. I'm so
young
excited to share this
people.
conversation with you today with Lori Handlers and her partner, Michael Gibson. Lori has been teaching pleasure, intimacy, and sexuality workshops since 1978. She's hosted a podcast on sex and happiness for over 2 decades. Michael is a men's coach and leader
They
of
have
men's work
podcasts 20
that
years
trains men
ago?
into presence,
They've been doing
intimacy,
this for a
connection,
while.
and sexual power. Together, they're focusing on a new form of relationship teaching called Extraordinary Lovers because they believe that couples are an endangered species. Lori fell in love with Michael at age 67 and had her dream wedding at age 75. She's the author of 2 best-selling books, Sex and Happiness, The Tantric Laws of Intimacy, and my personal favorite, Sex and Happiness, It Gets Better with Age. So welcome, Lori. Welcome, Michael. And this is actually how I want to kick off our conversation because
Do you like how they got married at 75?
That's insane. Wait, so what?
They got married at 75.
Yeah, but why get married at all if they were already together for like 20 years?
She wasn't with anybody.
Oh, she was just doing the podcast without being with anyone? Talking about sex and happiness without having a partner?
Yeah. Well,
Nice.
this guy was. It's confusing.
How old is he?
I don't know. I don't think he's anywhere near her age,
Mm-mm.
though. All right, let me. I've got that one fixed now. This is off to an excellent start. I'm so fucking thrilled. All right. There we go.
I wish I could read the chat, but I'm so blind I can't.
Slav just basically talking to himself, saying, I wonder who the sponsor of this podcast are. Okay.
Hamilton! Hamilton! We gotta call Doctor now, kid.
Make it so that they can hear the fucking audio. There we go. There we go.
There we go.
Why?
Beatrice made a pee-pee on the sheets and a poopy in your slipper.
There's
My Orvis slippers?
I don't know.
God.
Have you been talking to her?
Of course I've been talking to her.
What have you been saying?
I've been saying that when Mommy and Daddy make love, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing.
Sometimes.
Excuse me?
We met at Starbucks. Not at the same Starbucks, but we saw each other at different Starbucks across the street from each other. And Hamilton got up the courage to walk across the street one day and approached me.
Yeah. I'd seen you at law school before,
Yeah.
and I know that sometimes I'd be in one Starbucks and then you'd be in the other Starbucks, and then I think maybe, I should go over to that Starbucks the next weekend, and then you'd be at the other Starbucks. So we kind of crossed. I know, it's so stupid
He's so
now.
good.
Ugh. I remember what I was drinking when I met you. It was a grande espresso.
That's right, and I thought that was really sexy.
Yeah,
This is
I was
literally the
drinking
same story.
cappuccinos.
I remember.
And then I went to lattes, and then now double espresso, macchiato.
And I'm now a big old, chai tea latte, soy milk kind of guy
Oh, soy, yeah.
because of the lactose.
I'm
And
lactose intolerant now.
And I walked across the street, and there you were, and oh my gosh.
Working on my Mac.
And I had my
You had a
Mac. Oh, and then I look over, and she's reading J. Crew. It was so weird because I was such a huge J. Crew person then too. Still am. We sometimes like to just go to Starbucks on weekends and take an LL Bean catalog, and I'll say, "Honey, what's new?" And she has 5 minutes to look through and find out
They've
what's
been
new.
around forever. We are so lucky. We are so lucky to have been raised amongst catalogs.
Oh, it's so much easier because especially you don't have to deal with people as much. You can just talk to the person on the phone.
Or not.
Yeah.
That movie is great, though. It's a good movie.
So that's almost same exact story that these people tell about how they met.
Lori, after a lifetime of not necessarily wanting to get married, you met your soulmate at age 67 and a much younger man at age 46 had your dream wedding at age 75. Can you tell us a little bit about that process?
Yeah. Oh my God. So I never planned to get married. I had lovers. I loved people for sure in my life, and they loved me. But I never.
So he was 47 and she was 65. It's kind of like the reverse of us in the future.
No, she was 67. He was 45.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's not what you said.
That's what I said.
Okay.
I just never met anybody that I thought, oh my God, I could spend the rest of my life with this person. I never felt met, if you want to know the truth.
Yeah.
I felt met for like a year.
Yeah.
Or maybe 2. But I just never met anybody that I felt I could stay interested in for a longer period of time. And Michael and I met by sheer coincidence. Actually, we met twice. There's an old W.C. Fields joke, you had to see her twice to see her once. Well, it was kind of like that. We met at a party in Phoenix. We weren't interested in each other. We had a little talk at the wine bar. And then we were like, okay, nice meeting you. Bye.
Is this not the craziest, this is exactly the Best in Show couple. Like the same kind of characters.
And then there was an event 5 nights later in Phoenix. It was a one taste event. So they were doing a turn on in Phoenix. I was helping them get established there. And I walk in and he was there. And
this
we
is so
realized
fucking
we had
awesome.
met each other. And then they put him on the hot seat. And they said to him, they asked him if you could have anything you want. what would that be? And
The hot seat was like when they put him in the center of the room and basically have him speak truth in front of everyone, right?
And he volunteered. He didn't, I don't know if he knew what he was getting into, but he just was like, game, I'll do it.
Yeah.
So he got on this hot seat and they said, if you could have anything, what do you want? And he said, I believe there's a goddess in every woman, and that's who I want to meet. And I had a visceral reaction like, this guy that I met the other night just said this, and like I got turned on. So before the end of the night, you know, when they were closing down, I ran in front of him. I blocked his way. I've never done this before in my whole life. I'm very outgoing, but I get shy around men that I think there could be something. And I just blocked his way and I went, we should have that glass of wine now. And he said, really? Why? And I said, I am the goddess. And what you said made me a little wet. And he
Yes.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
How you feeling down there? Is this what you like? Is this what you want? Because I can be just like this guy. This guy looks like David Cross, like biker, like USMC David Cross. Like it's a David Cross character. If David Cross started like getting into weights or like had a background in the military, is that not exactly him?
Yeah, I see it.
Dude, these people are awesome. I love that God, I love that part when she said, and I got a little wet.
looked over his glasses
And that's only 5 minutes, by the way.
and he went, yeah, I think we should have that glass of wine.
Yes.
And we went to it took place in a bookstore wine bar. So it was really easy. We just walked from that room to the bar. It took us 10 minutes to vet each other, like to really figure out what our values were, if they were even aligned.
Look at her.
And then Michael said, should we date? And I said, yes. But
I mean, I feel like I'm watching a skit. This is exactly like Best in Show.
I'm enjoying this though. I think it's funny.
Okay, I'm glad you like it. You look like you got like some kind of like itching or something like that.
I have sunburn. Don't touch me. I have sunburn.
he has to tell this part. I said to him, I come with a Surgeon General's warning.
Ooh.
Tell Michael.
She said, I will disrupt your life.
I love how old people flirt, dude. We need to go to more wine bars. If we can go get some time, we're actually in the right place for seeing this exact kind of person right now. We're at the beach.
I was sort of like, what? What are you talking about? And she said, no, I'll disrupt your life. And I went, all right, I'm in. Let's go. And so we took it from there. And then I started learning about Tantra, which there's so much more that I didn't know at the time. And I didn't know who Laurie Handlers was. She was already a force in the world. And I had never met anyone like her. And we met each other. You know how you meet someone? Well, we actually did meet each other.
You know how you meet somebody?
MEAT.
All right, I'm going to cut your mic.
And that was what made the biggest difference for me.
I'm here to let you know that if you want to stay connected to my teachings and if you want to support this podcast, the best way to do it is to sign up for my email
My
list.
wallet.
Email list sounds old school, and yet it is where I share my most
I can give these
intimate
people my
teachings,
money.
the path, process, heartbreak, and triumph of my life, and so much of the content that I make for you on a regular basis. So the way you get on the email list is by heading over to LaylaMartin.com, put your email address into any of the boxes. You can also sign up for cool practices like sex magic or energy orgasm, totally free. Heading on over to LaylaMartin.com, signing up with your email address. This supports the podcast. It's a
You want to get into sex magic?
Oh. Can I say what I was going to say?
Yeah, go for it. It's going to be dumb.
No, I won't say it. That's mean. Go
I'll
ahead.
say if you're gonna be mean, then I like
I
that.
was no, to you, I was going to be mean.
Well, then keep your mouth shut.
Exactly.
Supports this entire work. And
Now I want to know what you're
I
gonna
was
say.
going to say, what's an orgasm?
You're lucky I don't have guns anymore.
is the number one way for you to receive the highest teachings of this path. All right, I have so many questions. Okay, the first question I want to ask you, Lori, is what I hear so often from people who get to a more mature age, right?
Mhm.
And they haven't met that person is a sense of giving up or despair. And what did you do in your life that allowed you to still be so available to this level of love so late in
Yeah,
your life?
So that question's so good. Well, it's actually the stuff that I discuss in this book. It gets better with age. I say break things up. Don't keep a same routine. Like people who are getting older feel like if they get in a routine, they're safe.
Yeah.
But actually, the routine takes them to like oblivion, like boredom, death, like the sameness, same. So the first thing I say is to break things up.
Mm.
Break up all the routines, try new things.
Yeah.
And then also to stay sexy, to practice intentional sex, whether with a partner or if you don't have a partner, with yourself. These work, they're free. It doesn't cost anything. You don't have to buy a robot. And then
Do you think she was a virgin until she was 67 and met this guy? What is it about like people like this? Were they not having sex in the 20s?
20.
Like
The 20s or their 20s?
well, both. But like what is going on with these people? Like haven't we met people like this, or you've seen people like this?
Yeah.
Like you just found out that you can fuck at this age.
let's see, to stay young, do whatever it takes to continue to exercise, continue to work out, continue to think, not, I always have to know. I have to know. No, I don't want to know. I want to be like in a Lottie Hunt. I want to be in a perpetual curiosity, and also to hang around with younger people. Like don't make your friends only these old farts that you're like play cards with or something. Like there's plenty more to do in life. So there's a lot of things that I recommend. And then boundaries. Boundaries is in both my books. Only older people need boundaries in a different way than younger people need boundaries. They need to protect their assets, and younger people need to protect their ass. Like there's always a scam coming towards people when they're 60 plus. Somebody's coming down the pike and trying to sell them something and get their well-earned, hard-saved money. And it's very different. And younger people need boundaries around their bodies and around consent. So
Also, the world is, especially as a woman, but in general to everybody who's older, trying to cram the hypnosis down their throats that they are sick and weak and old, and getting older is this horrible thing. Every woman that I have met who is still hot, and I noticed that about you when I first met you, I was like, she owns her hotness. Like you glow, you fill up a room with your radiance. And I have only seen women.
I will say that you do fill up a room quite well. Fat bitch.
Women stay hot into their 70s, 80s, and still magnetize love if they take care of their sexuality. If they continue to own their turn on, like you were saying, either with a partner, with my own hands, like that's so essential. And I think one of the most toxic lies that we told women was you're supposed to give that up at a certain age. And that seriously disempowers them.
oh my God. Like I have this quick story. I was doing a sex magic class in Phoenix. I don't know, like 2010 or 11, something like that. A woman called and she said, "Hi, I want to come to your sex magic class." And I said, "Great." And she said, I'm 60. And I said, oh, okay, good. I'm a little older than you. And then she said, do I have to have an orgasm? And I said, yeah, you actually do. You have to, you have to let go of the orgasm with your intention going with it.
Yeah.
Into the universe to connect to all orgasms that have ever been. And she said, oh, then I'm not coming. I said, why? And she said, I don't want to have an orgasm. I'm over that. And I said to her, is there any way I could interact with you powerfully and convince you that like you're disowning your power? And she said, no, thank you. And she hung up. I never met her. I don't know who she is, but I've carried that story as if she just like totally cut off her possibilities in that moment.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, don't be that woman.
Yes.
Don't be that woman.
Okay, more on that in a minute of how that kind of thinking though, and courage and inhabiting of yourself allows you to have a fairy tale wedding at 75, right? That is so real. But Michael, the question I have for you is sometimes when a woman blocks your path, like the story that I would say women who know themselves as goddesses can.
I often notice that you block my path. Fat bitch.
Tell themselves
Sorry,
sometimes
can't hear you.
is like, I will scare a man away. Like I'm now too much. I'm too spiritual. I'm all of this. And so, I think the fear in a lot of women is, should I block?
You do have that in common. She said she thinks that she is too much.
I wish I could scare you away.
block a man's path and be like, I am the
You
goddess
can't block a
embodied
man's
and I'm
path.
going to change your life. That
Damn
he's
right.
going to run away screaming, but you did not. You chosen hard. What allowed you? What allowed you
So
to
good.
choose in? What allowed you to say yes to having your whole life changed and having your world opened?
I have I have a sense of myself
Yeah.
that I know who I am. And when I met Lori, I had the same sense of her. Like she knows who she is. When she stepped in front of me,
You got a comment?
He was a virgin until he met this lady.
I think they were both virgins.
She knows who she is.
This
well,
is like-
shit.
This is like the future version of when they get the people with mental disabilities to go and date.
Love on the spectrum.
Love on the spectrum. This is love on the grayscale.
What's the quote you always say from that?
Perhaps, Alice, we both have autism. No, it appears, Alice, we both have autism.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
we just met 5 days before. And I'm like, when I met her, I thought, here's an attractive older woman.
Here's a dude.
We're 21 years apart. But I thought, attractive, well-dressed, she looks like she's got it going on. And when she stepped in front of me and said, I think we ought to have that glass of wine now, I was kind of intrigued, but at the same time, I was also, I was up for it.
Yeah.
I think in my life at the time, I was opening to all these new things that were coming my way, which I had never been to a dance party like the one I was invited to. I'd never been to a one taste before like the one I was invited to. So all these things that I was doing were really expansive for me. And I was up for it.
And just for people who don't know, when you keep referencing One Taste, that was an organization where women would lie down and have their clitorises stroked by men.
Yes.
Largely. Yeah, totally. Just so
Yes.
when you're like, I've never been to a One Taste before, we all know what you were
That
game
is
for.
not at all what I thought that
The
was.
clitoris.
I thought they said a wine taste.
Yeah, I thought, what the fuck?
That's where you met? No. That's wild.
That's where they met? Or that's the second place where she blocked his path?
Maybe that was...
Because the
Yeah,
first
she was
place...
probably already worked up, man. God, she had probably a couple of
What the hell is that?
Pinot Gregios in her.
Gregios.
She was already worked up. That cougar was
What the
meowing.
fu- What is that?
That kicks so much ass. I told you this is an awesome, find. These are and I love this lady. I love the interviewer. I swear I've seen, like, this is Best in Show.
That's the lady that you always play. That's literally the Ray Beauty or whatever the hell her name is.
Oh, Beauty Ray.
Oh, yeah.
Rape Beauty.
I was close. I was actually very close for me clicking off of your stream every time you put her on.
You know, it's an underappreciated skill.
Yeah. So yeah, it was funny because I signed up. I had just signed up. I was, the dates were in, and as I'm walking out the door, this powerhouse steps in front of me, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. And when she said I made her a little wet, or what I said made her a little wet, I think that was so key. Just like, wow. Okay.
I have never done anything like that before.
Slav said she's not a cougar. She is like when you see a 20-year-old house cat.
When's this thing gonna
Just
die?
walks into the walls and just meows in the middle of the night.
At least that I know of.
Guts.
I never said that. I've never said that to anyone.
Yeah.
It just was like, it's like he called me in or I called him in. I don't know. But he said the right words. And I said, he's not getting out of this room until I say something.
Yes.
I've never, ever felt
Could you
like that
imagine,
before about
though, like
anybody.
Yes.
a
I
man
had to
saying that
jump
about a
in front of
woman?
him.
She's not getting
But
out
what
of
I
this
love,
room.
right, about
Block her path. Say she made me
Well,
hard.
the implications. There's the implications. That's wild. That really is a wild way to meet somebody.
Seriously, like that's creepy as hell.
Yeah. I wonder if she smokes cigarettes. I feel like there's a waft of cigarette smoke that came off of her breath when she said that.
this and what you embody after a lifetime of teaching, right? And a lifetime of doing this work is that we get so brainwashed into starting to tell ourselves the most negative stories, right? And so many women who maybe didn't do the work, didn't open themselves, didn't activate their energy bodies, didn't stay sexually alive, right? The story they'd be telling themselves is like, who am I? He would never be into me. I'm too
These
old.
women
I'm
have kids.
not enough. I'm this or that, right? If you were running
they
that
have kids.
story, you
I
would
just mean
never
the
have had
women
the
who are
audacity
sexually
to jump in
alive
front of
do
him
they
to say,
have
let's go get that glass of wine, right? So that's why these practices to me that give you so much audacity and give you so much sexual aliveness, they allow you to continue to be the main character of your life.
She looks like the kind of, I guess both of them, but the host looks like one of those women that really likes a retreat. That's how I found this, by the way. I found some woman's YouTube account and I went through her playlist, and she was in her 40s and she had a whole playlist of stuff like this, and then like a bunch of things for like feminist retreats and like women empowerment retreats.
That makes sense.
For your entire life. And I think that's what we all deserve. And to me, that's the most toxic story we've been told of aging. It's like, you don't deserve to be a main character anymore. But actually, the best wedding of your life could be at age 75. So it touched me so deeply when I was at your
Oh, damn, I still
Tantra
got time.
BDSM workshop, which I loved
Nipples are
so
getting
much.
hard.
And
See
you
that?
told me that story of having your fairy tale
You
wedding.
can't see
You give
that.
us just a
Look,
little
her
taste of
nipples.
that
I can
fairy tale
see
wedding.
it now that you pointed
Oh
it
my God,
out.
was First of all,
We weren't going to get married.
we weren't going to get married. We both agreed. That's in our.
He
You know
needed
what
the
he
health
kind of-
insurance. What?
You know what he kind of looks like? Aside from a rat right there, but like he
Howie
looks,
Mandel.
Okay, he looks like Howie Mandel, but he looks like one of those like Inca warriors that should have like a giant gauge in his ears.
Yeah, I see it.
Doesn't he look like that?
Yeah, I can see that.
Agreements. Like we're not even going to talk about marriage.
Yeah.
And then we were in Austin, Texas at two friends' wedding. And he was really
He would look good with a
moved
blowgun.
by the ceremony. So at the reception, I had to
Like
go to the
blowing
ladies' room,
darts.
and it was a very
Oh, I
fancy
think I don't know
porta
what that
potty.
is.
I know those porta potties.
Yeah, like
I've
they're
had real moments
wood.
of myself in the mirror in those fancy
Yeah,
porta
they have
potties.
mirrors, wooden floors,
Got a real
heating,
door, a real
door.
toilet.
I couldn't open the door, so he opened the door for me and followed me in. And then I'm peeing, and he says to me, "Weren't you really moved by this ceremony? Didn't you really like? Could you?" these vows were so great. Could you live by these vows? See the look on your face?
Please tell me that he proposed to you in a
He
fancy porta
proposed
potty.
to me in a fancy
Yes!
porta potty.
That kicks so much. This story has so many beautiful, just like little tidbits to it. I wish I had proposed to you in a fancy porta potty like that.
Honestly, that'd be pretty sick.
Couldn't move. I was captive. He said,
Like an outhouse.
How the turntables.
How there was like it'd be an outhouse where like one of those weird Japanese fetish guys was like inside the toilet.
Oh, God. Get down. He just goes, oh, covered in shit.
He just see a big smile through the mud.
I'm sitting there I'm saying to her, wow, this is such an amazing, this is the kind of, that container, the vows were so inspiring to me. And I'm just like, oh my God, I could be married under that. I could see myself being married. Could you see yourself being married? And she goes, I'm peeing.
I was like, where is this going? Where is he going with this? This is wrong. There's no agreement for this conversation. And I couldn't leave. I was I was on the toilet. So he goes, will you marry me? I'm asking you to marry me. And I said to him, I'm peeing. He said, I'm asking you to marry me. Like, I guess this overrides that.
Do you like this couple more, or do you like Tom and Bunny?
I don't know. I don't really like Tom and Bunny. They're kind of boring.
Tom always has surprises, though.
Yeah,
what's going
well.
on with his health?
Yeah, his health. Like his pump up penis.
And I said, yes, I will marry you.
Yes.
And then I thought, what have I just done?
Well, at least if you're going to violate a key relationship agreement, you didn't do it in a ratchet porta potty. It's like a 5-star porta potty.
Oh my God.
That's my saving grace.
And then we rolled out of the porta potty together laughing.
Yes.
It was crazy.
I'm excited to take a moment and share with you about the Vita Coaching Certification. This program has been around for almost 10 years, and it is my highest offering. The sexual wellness industry is forecast to be a $125 billion industry by the year 2026. Why is this? Because people are more ready than ever to express their sexuality and build deeply connected, meaningful relationships, and also, obviously, to have the most outrageous orgasms and erotic experiences of their lives. But most people are
If you
never
look at me
taught
too
how to
much
do
during sex,
any
I
of
think
this,
it's
how to
gonna
have
get
extraordinary relationships, how to have the sex they really crave. They're looking for qualified, confident professionals to teach them. And my Vita Sex, Love, and Relationship Coaching Certification is a powerful 1-year professional certification.
I'll keep that in mind.
That's helped more than 2,000 coaches make their way to becoming incredibly successful and highly paid.
Like if I look you in the eye or look at you.
I just get uncomfortable when you look at me sometimes. I don't know why. I'm scooting down this chair.
Are you sliding out because you're getting
Yeah.
Sex, love, and relationship professionals. But this program doesn't just train you in every aspect of the coaching process so that you can build a successful online business. Vita Coaching will also walk you through the personal transformation of a lifetime because the best coaches have done the work themselves. You'll discover so many transformative techniques like breathwork, meditation practices, self-pleasuring tools that you'll apply to your own life
Is this
first.
the same
and then
coaching
you'll
they
use
give you
these
before you
same
go into
proven tools and
labor?
techniques to get
Is it?
laser-focused
Breathing in
results
the-
for your clients.
What was the other one? I
We
don't
also hold an
remember.
exclusive live embodiment retreat just for Vita Coaching students and alumni every year. In this retreat, you'll experience 7 days of live teaching with the Vita teachers and I and really refine your skills as a sex, love, and relationship coach. So if you feel called to
that a
claim your
legit?
spot in this multi-billion
Do you think that any of those women really needs help? Like, they just want to be.
What they need is deodorant with aluminum in it.
Yeah, none of those people look like they don't have a whole collection of sex toys and lubricants.
industry and transform not only your own life, but the life of so many others around the world, you can join me inside the Vita Coaching certification now at laylamartin.com/Vita Coaching. That's laylamartin.com/Vita Coaching, VITA.
So yes, then we had this amazing wedding. A friend of mine volunteered. It took us 2 years. I mean, from the time of the proposal
God, lady, you ain't got
to the
2
actual
years.
time of the wedding was exactly.
Too bad she didn't get pregnant like you did.
Yeah, you proposed
I proposed
December.
before you got yourself knocked up.
Well, before we knew, anyway. Yeah, I guess, yeah.
No, before you even got knocked up.
Yeah, you proposed 2 days before Christmas, and we found out in February. And then we were like, I better fast track this sucker.
Yeah.
I liked our wedding. I thought it was cute. It was really nice.
Yeah. It's probably my best wedding I've had.
Yeah, it's fair.
Exactly 2 years, exactly on the date. And a friend of mine said, I heard you got proposed to. We were at Thanksgiving or something at someone's house. And she said, if you're going to do it, I'd love to plan your wedding. And I thought, oh my God, someone's like serious about this. Like I didn't take it seriously. And then all of a sudden the plans started happening and my friends got involved. I don't have much family and he doesn't either. So all of our friends got involved. Friends planned the wedding. Friends baked a friend baked the wedding cake. A friend made all the bouquets and all the boutonnieres and all the everythings. They did everything. And I was like, oh my God.
And they came over and they transformed our backyard into this gorgeous, magical place. And it's very moving.
Yeah.
To see the kind of community and the love and concern and then the dedication, like the men who stood with me are my men. They're my men.
And they did the haka.
No
They
one stood
performed
with
they
us.
put me on a chair. I didn't want to be, they wanted to like raise a chair and dance us around. And I was like, I don't really want that. So they put me in a chair and then
What
four
custom does that belong to?
gorgeous, amazing men did the haka for
That's
me.
the only way to do the haka.
They practiced it for months and months.
Aw.
And the theme of the wedding was leather and lace. So everybody wore pretty much
My
black
God,
leather
Stevie
or
Nicks, of
leatherette. you know.
course.
I hope that someone showed up in a BDSM outfit.
I would like to say before we got married, I offered up the Leather and Lace song by Fleetwood Mac, and I think you shot me down.
Absolutely. 100%.
No. And with red flowers, and I wore a red dress. And Om gave me away. Om Rapani gave me
Yes.
away. So, and he was like, who's your daddy?
I know, it's so good.
And
I wish when we got married,
No.
your dad took
No.
the microphone. And when he gave you away, who's your daddy?
Yucky.
he was also like, when he brought me to the altar, he didn't just give me to Michael. He said, wait a minute. Like, I love this woman. I need to make sure that you are going to cherish her the way I think she should be cherished.
Mm.
And everybody started crying. I mean,
I was crying.
Michael was like bawling.
does he
And then
cry?
he said, yes, I will. I promise. And then Om gave me up. It was
You're asking why he's crying?
Yeah.
Well, he's the kind of guy that says there's a goddess in every woman.
Why
He'd
didn't
like to-
you cry when I walked down the aisle, huh?
I did cry, but for different reasons. And I kept it inside. And I still cry about it in private.
I'm your only friend.
And I still cry. That's part of it.
You're my only friend.
Yeah. We're trauma bonding, like that one clip that we watched.
so amazing. And then
Look at her skull.
I don't get jokes really well. Like I'm very like,
Stupid.
what's the word? Literate. I'm
Well,
very
you've been
literate.
crushing it so far. You've laughed at every joke. So
I love humor, but I don't.
Sounds great.
Literate. I think she meant literal. What the fuck are you doing? Stop that.
I don't necessarily get jokes.
Got
and
it, yeah,
so
yeah.
they all had a sign. All the men in the wedding party had a sign in their pocket. And then Michael told a joke during the wedding ceremony.
How I said it was this. I said, in my vows, I said, you have the best laugh.
Pussy.
And so I vow to make you laugh as much as I possibly can. And when you don't get my jokes, and that's when we pulled out
They
this
pull
piece
out
of
this
paper,
sign.
and then we
It
signed
says
up and
joke.
it said
Joke.
We all had it.
Joke.
yes.
And then the
yes,
crowd,
yes, yes.
you could hear the crowd. Laurie doesn't get jokes. Laurie.
Everyone, I could hear people whispering, don't you know Laurie doesn't really get jokes?
This is completely best in show. There is no way this is not a best in show skit. All these people are fucking paid actors.
How do you not get jokes? You read social cues and
It's
you.
literally the guy that has 2 left feet. Like just that kind of ridiculous character.
Wait, wasn't that couple? They were the Busy Bee couple. Oh, yeah.
Busy Bee is the
That's-
character I played first.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're the Busy Bee people.
No,
I
2 left feet is the Jewish guy and the
Yeah.
slut.
yeah. But I forgot about Busy Bee. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes.
And then we play this wonderful Hebrew song. We stepped down from the palapa that we were
Bada
in
bing.
my backyard.
You called it. Slav called it. Something about her just gave it away.
As a palapa.
Yeah.
We stepped down and we played this Hebrew song called Hymn to the Soul, which I play at all my workshops. And it's beautiful. It's just really beautiful. And that was right after the whole Israeli Hamas thing had happened, just 20 days before. So we played this song and people blew bubbles. We made a bubble around our ceremony, and then everyone blew bubbles around us and we all sang to this song. It was so gorgeous.
Do you like how they can't tell a story? Like that particular group of people can't tell a story without referencing some massive genocide or
Event?
that they're the
Yeah.
victim of.
Oh.
That's awesome.
It was amazing.
Yes.
If I say so myself, and I had a really good time.
Yes. I love when the universe just surprises the hell out of you. You know,
Yeah.
whatever you said you didn't want and you just get it delivered.
I didn't want it. You did it.
Well, what I love about this to me is
Yeah.
it says that there is no expiration date
Slav
on
No.
living your highest dreams. You can do whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want for the rest of your life. Just such
Absolutely.
a powerful transmission. You can have Om Rupani, a BDSM dominant, a big teacher give you away at your own wedding. And just the permission that gives. And I was
Yeah.
thinking when you were telling your story of stepping in front of him, I had this feeling when in my partnership, there was like this phase when Babak was, he was going through a big grief period. He really didn't want partnership in his life. And we met each other at the strangest time. He was going through this period of pushing me away, and it was very, very hurtful. And I remember sitting there on the bed, and I wouldn't have done it with anyone else. Like any other man, I would have been like, you don't want this, you're not ready.
This is
Great.
hurtful.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
bye.
not here to convince anybody to be with me. Like that is not my MO. But this was so different and it felt so different. And I remember like every part of me that wanted to cry or run away or be sad or be scared, it just didn't matter anymore. I remember sitting there on the bed and saying, look, like I have never experienced a love like this before. And if you want to destroy it, if you want to burn it down, I cannot stop you.
I wish we were this dramatic with each other. Like I wish our fights were over something like just this like operatic, like just a whole play, just so much drama.
We just don't talk to each other for like half an hour and then we just forget about
Yeah.
it. We just ignore it.
Hit you a couple of times. and then
I will not.
usually you end up wearing the sunglasses.
Said, but I won't help you. So if you want to destroy this, you will have to live with that for the rest of your life. And I won't help you so you really know what you lost. And I felt in that moment like this is what we do these spiritual practices for, is so that the moment when that kind of love does come knocking at our door, we can show up for it, because it takes some of the biggest courage.
It does. Oh,
What a risk.
so
what a
moved by
risk.
that. So good.
Yeah.
We had some moments like that too.
He never
Yeah,
holds
and
my
we have
hand.
them.
By the
We
way.
have them still.
Well, one of the things I
Wait,
love
what-
that you
why-
all say
why did
is
Slob
that you
delete
now
something?
teach couples work, right? Because you believe that couples are an endangered species.
Yes.
So maybe can you speak a
I don't
little
know if he
to
deleted
what
it
you mean
or
by
it,
that,
like,
couples being an endangered
It
species,
censored it.
and also
Oh.
some of the challenges that you did have to face to stay together?
So couples are an endangered species is, it's very clear to us. Just look at the statistics. 50% of all marriage.
I just point this out. If you ever see somebody tell like a story and then immediately drink a glass of water, usually indicates that they're nervous.
So they're lying or just nervous?
Marriages end in divorce. Second marriages is 60% ends in divorce. And then, third marriages,
Wait,
73 or
second-
something
what?
like that
60
percent
what? What's that?
on a figure. There are
Shit, I
those
don't remember.
couples who have never made that leap into
Mm.
marriage. I wonder what that statistic looks like. It's got to be even higher, because it's so easy to just say, never mind, burn it down. I'm done.
It didn't work.
I'm out.
How is it easier
So
to get a
those
divorce? than to
People that
just
never had the
stay
chance to
together?
actually have an amazing, extraordinary experience of another human being who loves them actually show up in their life, and then wow, and move through life together in a partnership. It's incredible. I highly recommend it. Okay. And when we saw that couples were having trouble communicating the hard stuff, and then also being together in a way that invigorates and changes,
You
like it has this transformative capacity, and it really feels good, really good. And we felt like couples they didn't get to see that. Something that Lori,
We felt like couples didn't get to see that, so that's why I met her at a place where everybody was watching a rubber clip.
Everybody got to see everything.
It's a good way to, some people just have to go and get over their boundaries by just jumping in the pool.
while we were having our wedding, and we're in the midst of it, I'm sitting next to Lori, and Lori's talking to Dr. Koryansky.
Judy Koryansky,
Dr.
yeah.
Judy Koryansky. And Judy says, "Who are all these people?" And Lori says, "Oh, honey, that couple over there, we saved their marriage. We saved their," and I'm sitting there listening to Lori point out all of these couples. And then it hits me. Oh my God. Like at least half of the people here, we've either saved their marriage or they're together because we gave them something. Like we were able to transfer into their lives and their psyche and consciousness this way of loving that's extraordinary. And because we've been able to do it, like it was something like I lived my whole life with all of the work I've done and the magic that I've created in my life and all the work that she's done. And we came together and we met each other, right? That big word. We met. And then we started loving each other the way that we felt like was the most organic, the most authentic. And it's moved me. It's changed me.
I just thought
The audio's choppy, you said? I didn't do anything wrong, I don't think. Don't think anything changed on here. My internet probably sucks ass.
something when we started as an open relationship because that's what we were both into, and that's the fad these days anyway. Everybody's open relating or poly or whatever. Not everybody, but lots of people.
I sometimes feel like from another era that I'm like, I like to call it California monogamous, where it's like we'll like make out with like our hot friend every once in a while, but like we don't like date other people, we don't sleep with other people. So it's like it's a very light California monogamy, like mostly we're monogamous, but sometimes I feel very passe because of that.
We call it monogamish.
Yeah.
So we started out open relating. I had lovers in other places, and he had lovers locally, and we just said, okay, that's going to be all right. We said okay to that. And then I would be visited by somebody that was my then lover, and I would be looking at my watch, trying to figure out when he was going because I couldn't stand. I didn't want to be with anyone else. Like Michael so met me. Why would I want to waste my time? Very nice people, loving people. Some are still my friends, but like, they didn't do it for me. And one day he has this serious talk with me. He says, I think you should start seeing other people. Like, we agreed that we would be open relating, and it looks to me like you're closing in.
It's like, bitch, you got to go out there and get some strange. What are you doing?
That's what he says. Everybody needs a little strange. And so
maybe in a high-end porta potty,
Yeah.
I'm not sure what would be wrong with my my microphone. Seems all fine to me. Okay, maybe it was just a minor glitch.
So I said to him, you know what? I'm bored with the other people, and you can't make me. You can't make me go see other people and waste my time. Like, it's okay with me. You can still see other people if you want, but I'm not.
Yeah.
And then his people kind of fell by the wayside, and then we started to be monogamish.
Yeah.
And it feels okay to me. It feels like, it doesn't feel like I broke an agreement. It feels to me like Michael's who I want to be with.
Yeah.
And I can play sometimes. There's temple spaces in my work.
Yeah.
There's temple spaces. He can play in temple spaces, but it's really different. Like, I don't want to date anyone else.
Totally.
I don't want what I call.
That's kind of the opposite of us. I just want to date other people.
Yeah, if I could talk to anyone but my husband, that would be fantastic.
I think Deborah Anapol coined this term. She did write the book on polyamory, but I also think she talked about polyagony.
Mm.
And I don't really want that.
Mm.
So I feel like I can do what I want at my age.
I've often thought about how am I gonna, like, I'm not gonna be the one to like red pill another guy to the point that you have red pilled me. You know what I mean? That's gross. That's an ick.
That would be hilarious if I suddenly, if this doesn't work out, and then you have to go through like the whole thing of like when the guy has to build up a woman into like understanding like it's how things work, and then you have to go and teach some soy boy who's at fault for most of the issues.
I can do what I want at my age. I can be monogamous if I damn well please. Like,
That's exactly right. And my friends can all do what they want. I don't care. I have to.
It would be so funny to have like a 25-year-old talking to some like nerd or some just like some Chad kid about like Bitcoin and like the Federal Reserve, just some hot girl just red pilling some boy.
Oh, he thinks I'm hot.
No, I said this is an imaginary scenario. And just having some girl just red pill some Chad kid on like the Federal Reserve and in Bitcoin.
I honestly feel like I would, if something like would happen, I would probably like call you up and be like, "Hey, did you see that shit?" And you would be like, "Yeah, you know what." Would you want to start over with all this though? Like, I mean, I've come pretty far.
Yeah, I mean, You're better than most people on a lot of these subjects. Like I have to really, if I really want to talk to somebody about the things we talk about, like I really have to find somebody severely autistic. And usually, I mean, well, I guess autistic girls usually have huge tits, but I guess what am I waiting for?
No judgment. I just don't. I see a lot of drama
Yeah,
on a daily basis, and I don't really want that for myself.
totally.
I don't have time.
I think it's making a comeback. Like monogamy, somehow it's making a comeback. You know,
I don't want that to go down in history on this show.
No.
You know, like, I don't know
Somewhere
what to
there's
say.
like Christian pastors just like cheering. They're like, yeah, we knew all those tantric pagans would come back one day. They're getting married.
I just read an article about that.
Yeah.
That Christianity seems to have been replaced by paganism.
Yeah. I mean,
No one can
You
talk.
heard it.
I wonder who wrote that article. I wonder what the ending of their last name was.
Here, you heard it on this podcast.
No one can talk after that. I mean, it's like, really?
I was actually thinking about all the things I love doing in 5-star porta potties, and an engagement has
This
been
is
one
a
of them.
new book.
But
Is there a
definitely having
list?
my friend like block the door and be like, "What's happening with so and so?" Like when I was single, like you have to tell me everything. Like what just happened? Like you haven't been around the party for 36 hours. What have you been up to? Right? Or like crying, like just like shaking and crying and be like, "It's gonna be okay. I love you. I love my little girl. I'm with myself completely." You know, or like God knows what other like naughty things you do, right, in a porta potty bathroom. So I was just thinking about that, and I'm like, yeah, us like porta potty loving, like wild monogamous pagans who are now like doing all these wild things and having like wild like marriage proposals.
The next book will be Sex and Happiness, Porta Potty Loving.
Porta potties used to be for polyamorous people, but no longer. All the casual hookups, you know.
We've got to change.
So funny.
Super real with you. I realized that the number one thing I want in my life is to feel good, right? And amazingly
That's you in the back right there.
Yeah. Actually, no, look at that hair. The second one in. That's me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. Actually, combine them both together and you get your weight.
happy life is built on feeling good inside of the nervous system. Those are some of the most challenging feeling states to achieve when we're being bombarded by emails and screen time and overwhelming to-do lists and career and family pressures. And to reset the nervous system to be in its natural state of pleasure and play, that's right, nature actually wanted us to feel pleasurable, playful, to feel the ways that the whole expansive, the whole next level of these are
God, that is
practices
one
like
long ad.
Mick Jagger is killing it.
Right?
Like he's running on.
in the 70s, like obviously like Mick Jagger was there and everyone was doing like the coolest drugs and it was like pre everyone getting so terrified of sex, so it would have been really hot. Can you either disabuse me of this fantasy or like tell me about it?
Yeah, I wasn't with them. I would have loved to have been, but I wasn't. I never got close to the Rolling Stones. Per
Can
se.
you imagine doing tantra with the Rolling Stones? It's not too late. If we're gonna order whatever we want from the Cosmic Waitress, it's not too late.
Mick Jagger is killing it.
Right?
Like he's running on stage and jumping around, and everybody's going, "This guy's 80."
And the best
Amazing.
tantrikers are the ones who have done whatever they wanted in their life, and then they're like, oh wait, the only thing left to do is to go in.
All right. Well, our babysitter is timing out, so we'll have to resume this another time. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning, but hope it was fun. It was the first time we've got to stream together, and I guess we'll. Oh, you know what? Slav actually brought up Rabbi Shmuley. I was wondering, actually, if these people knew that are in cahoots with Rabbi Shmuley. Are you going to do a watch along of Rabbi Shmuley and his daughter's podcast, Kosher Sex? We should do that.
God.
We should do that. We should follow this up with that.
Are you gonna keep streaming, or do you just want me to leave? It's up to you.
I guess if you want to go take care of them.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Where did I put them?
Lost hit off. There we go. All right. I guess I'll be doing this solo. That was my wife, everybody.
Okay. All right. Go on. What
Exactly.
was it like in the 70s?
So in the 70s, well, it was free love.
Yeah.
There was lots of sex. The birth control pill had only recently come out. It was the years of free love.
Yeah.
Women no longer had to worry about becoming impregnated. They could just, I can remember pulling into a gas station and my business partner saying, "That guy's cute." Looking at him and going, "What are you doing later? Do you want to come over?" Like nobody vetted anybody. Like it was just like you could do whatever you want.
That's wild. Just going to the gas station and just banging it out after pumping gas. Man, that is a wild early days.
Oh.
The original hookup.
Yeah, it was definitely hookup culture, but it wasn't swipey.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh, I seafood, eat food.
Yeah.
Like that.
IRL.
So I was living in Boston at the time, and I had a women's group that I was facilitating, and a men's group. Some men got together and decided they also wanted me to facilitate a men's group. They didn't trust men. So they wanted me to be the leader of their men's group, the facilitator of their men's group, which I was like, you guys, really? Yeah. So I was doing both things. I know, it was crazy. And I was taking some workshops. And then I got this idea to have a women's class for a weekend, like a 3-day weekend called Body, Mind, and Spirit for women.
Mm-hmm.
I already knew emotional techniques. I had studied psychodrama. I knew a whole bunch of things, and I just had ideas about empowerment.
Mhm.
If women would become embodied, they feel powerful. They would. The ERA was, people were marching in the streets to pass the Equal Rights Amendment, and women.
Is that going? Okay. My bad.
Were taking
All right,
back
fix
the
that
night,
now.
marching in the streets to have their safety guaranteed.
You know what's
So-
crazy? The ERA still hasn't passed,
I know.
and the nights still aren't safe. But yeah.
I know. We're a far cry away. I mean, we might be further away from it now, even. So I said, I want to do this women's weekend with the same group that I was facilitating. Many of those people were also facilitators or teachers. And so we got together and we just crafted a women's workshop. And then I think my first workshop, we did it on the Cape. And I think something like 35 women came to it for the weekend.
Wow.
It was amazing. And then
And Stevie Nicks? No, sorry.
no. I don't know that I had any like famous performers or anyone like that ever.
Totally. And I'm just kidding as one of those
Yeah.
people who's like, oh my God, it was the 70s. Like Stevie Nicks and Mick Jagger must have been there.
I wish they had. Someone told me I was like,
This reminds me so much of Drew Barrymore's show.
Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
I was doing a workshop in a corporation and they said on the feedback form, we didn't know we were going to spend 2 days with Mick Jagger.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, they're talking about me.
Yeah.
They said she looked like Mick Jagger in the fucking comments. The feedback paper.
But it was really, and then I scripted a different workshop called Mother-Daughter Workshop, and it was for adult daughters and their mothers to make peace. Because my mother and I had difficulties. My business partner, Marsha, and her mother had difficulties. So we hired our mothers and we told them they needed to come work for us. And then we had all these women come with their mothers to this workshop and we had them work it out. like almost like a couples workshop, but for mothers and daughters.
Mm.
And the woman who wrote The Red Tent, the book The Red Tent, Anita Diamond, she came to the workshop, and we had a 5-page spread in the Boston Phoenix
Wow.
based on that mother-daughter workshop. So I was doing pretty cutting edge things in those days. I didn't check in with anybody. No, I had a mentor. He was like a psychologist rabbi. And he used to mentor me about.
I hope that rabbi that she's talking about is Rabbi Shmuley. I would take bets that these people know each other.
The stuff that I was up to and make sure that I was being safe with people.
Mm.
But I always was sort of very risk taking in
Mm.
that regard. So, yeah, so that's how I got my start. I just never really stopped.
Mm. So, in teaching for so long, and especially in teaching Tantra, like, what is the perennial teaching that you keep coming back to? Like, what is it that you most feel like you want humans to get?
There's a few things.
Mm.
One, pleasure is our birthright. If we weren't meant to have pleasure, we would be born in wood, metal, or
Pleasure is our birthright. It was promised to us 3,000 years ago.
glass.
Mm.
Like we wouldn't have this wonderful thing called skin.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
Two, I've always been of the school of instant transformation. I could get it, whatever the it is, in 1 second if I allow myself.
Mm.
If I just allow myself to have an aha moment that changes everything. The paradigm changes.
Yeah.
Also, that I'm in charge of my choices. And the thing that I say mostly at ISTA is I am and you are 100% responsible for the nature.
The way Slav is asking, is this another week of making on-air discoveries, first travel bloggers and youth revolutions and now Jew sex webs? What I do is if I see somebody in a comment section of a video and they just look crazy to me, I go through their profile and then I look at the videos they've either uploaded or the things that they like or subscribe to. And then I make a decision of how insane that person is. And then I go down that rabbit hole. That's how I do this. That's how I find these people.
Nature of my experience or the nature of your experience, that I could choose how to interpret whatever is happening to me. And I don't have to give it a negative spin if I don't want to. If I could just stop for a quick second, take a breath and go, wait, what just happened here? How do I want to take it? And I could pretty much take anything then. And then the bottom line is must have humor. If it's not fun, I'm not doing it. If we're not laughing, it can't be good.
Totally.
Like it has to be fun or else like why? Why suffer? And I think suffering is a choice. Now it may not be in another country. It may not be like if I was born in a different time and space, but I feel like I've had optional suffering in my life and I don't choose that anymore.
Right. Yeah, like when you're more at the top of Maslow's hierarchy and you're in more of the self-realization dimension of being a human, I do think one of the biggest realizations to get is how responsible we are for our reality. And it's amazing watching. I mean, one of the things you get to see as a teacher is how much people's minds will just distort and distort and distort and take something really beautiful and make it horrible, and take something really special and make it awful, and take something really innocent and make it really maniacal. And it's just like, wow, like how amazing that we can just spend a lifetime taking the magnificence that is the universe and just twisting it into horrible things in our minds. And I agree with you that maybe in other incarnations, in less privileged situations, who are we to say what anyone can or cannot do in those experiences? But certainly in our very privileged lives, and many of us listening to this have access to that, and people going to Tantra workshops have access to that. One of those initiations to receive is how responsible you are for what you bring to the table. And I don't think most people ever see the degree to which they are wrecking their reality with their mind.
So good. I would say ding.
Ding.
Yeah. You usually have a bell. I wanted you to bring your bell.
I'm
that you're
so
just like,
sorry I missed. That was a ding. That was so ding.
Yeah.
That we call it hashtag ding.
hashtag ding, hashtag ding. So you see, I'm sure as I do, so many people come into the doors of your workshop, shut down, disconnected. They're hungry for something, but they don't exactly know what it is, right? And a fair number of those people, I would say all of them if they stick with it, right? But a good chunk, even within a week-long workshop, can start having a much deeper sexual experience. Let's just talk sex, right? Something beyond what they thought was possible.
Yes.
What is the tool you see them engage in and the realization they have most of the time that allows them to make that switch?
That's changed over the years.
Yeah.
So when I first began teaching Tantra, first of all, when I first took a Tantra class in 1996, it took me years to find it. I knew about it, but I could never find, like, where do you get this thing? There's no internet. How do you find it?
Totally.
Isn't it so weird to just think about that? Like, that man's life led him there. Like, can you imagine raising a kid and trying to predict this outcome for your son, that one day he's going to be married to a woman that's 75 and he's like in his 50s and they're teaching Tantra sex? That's such a strange just turn. How do you get there? Like, the world is so wild.
So I finally found it in 1996, and day one, I knew this is for me. Like my whole life, it was like my head was spinning.
Yeah.
What do you think that guy's goatee smells like?
This is what I've been looking for. Oh my God. So the first thing I'll just say that changed my life was, one, there's a permission field for all my emotions, because I was making myself wrong for some of my emotions.
Yeah.
Two, I've experienced myself in a female body as a woman, like I didn't have to be a little man. Like, for me, it was huge. I didn't have to mimic what men did. I could just be me. So that was like huge. And I also connected with being the same as a drop of water in the ocean. Like, I'm made up of the same stuff that the ocean is made up of, and then everything else. Like, I connected on such a cellular level of existence. All that happened for me in the first day or two that I took Tantra. So, okay.
I think some people would benefit from just not thinking. I think these two, well, at least her, she could benefit from not thinking and not talking.
Okay, so how did that change my life? One, I was already 46, and I had already lived so much life and had so much sex. And all of a sudden, I was a goddess, and my body was a temple. What? Well, what do I do about all these interactions that I've had? There's a lot of penises that have been in there.
Yeah.
And my
Look at his face. That is the best. I wish my wife was here to see that part. That's literally from fucking holy shit. That's literally from the show, that movie Best in Show. I'll pull that up.
first spiritual teacher,
That's so
who was a famous
funny.
astrologer, Isabel Hickey, she said, you will, and when you're in the Bardo state between life and death, you will come back to meet all these people again. And I thought, oh my God, what if I can't remember their names?
Or it's like party in the Bardo. Like, hey, Jack from the gas station.
Yeah, like the kid from Revere.
Yeah.
You know, like, what? Who are these people? So all of a sudden, everything, my whole life changed into this is a temple. I get to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I have a whole new set of criteria about how to judge who do I let in. That would have at 21, if I had that at 21, which some of the people now have Tantra at 21, I've had 19-year-old students. I've had 18-year-old students. I even once had a 16-year-old. She attended with her father to my course. And
Holy shit, this just got even more wild. That is wild. This is the wildest 2 minutes I've ever heard. Oh my God. You thought I should play that one part. She just said she had a 16-year-old girl go with her father to this tantra sex thing. That's insane. Look at his face, by the way, after she just said that. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is so crazy. Hey, Jared, you just missed two of the craziest minutes. I'm going to rewind that. I wish my wife was here to hear both of those parts. Oh, she's got the kids. Hold on. Let me see if I can grab her. She'll have to hold one of the kids, but she can at least hear that. Let me text her right now. I cannot believe that. That's the most insane thing. Like 2 minutes. That is so crazy, dude. I just texted her. Hopefully she can come back in here and watch that. I'm gonna play that for you, Jared. What just happened? All right, so I'm gonna kind of inform you on what's been going on. This couple, it's a episode these people did about being like sex teachers, and oh yeah, she definitely is, Jared. She definitely is. Holy shit. I cannot believe that last 2 minutes. That is the craziest shit I've ever heard. That is so crazy. That is wild. All right. Let me go ahead and play that for you. I'm going to see if my wife can come in and see that real quick.
also connected with being the same as a drop of water in the ocean. Like I'm made up of the same stuff that the ocean is made up of, and then everything else. Like I connected on such a cellular level of existence. All that happened for me in the first day or two that I took Tantra. So, okay, so how did that change my life?
Here you go.
One,
Listen.
I was already 46 and I had already lived so much life and had so much sex. And all of a sudden I was a goddess and my body was a temple. What?
What did I say about the nervous sip earlier? What did I say about the nervous sip right there? Holy shit. And just wait till what she's about to say, because I'm about to play a clip too, right after this. It's like, it's a fucking comedy, dude.
Well, what do I do about all these interactions that I've had?
Watch.
There's a lot of penises that have been in there.
Yeah.
And my first spiritual teacher, who was a
That kid. Kicks so much ass. Both the kids are fussy. Okay, because I need. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, okay.
Famous astrologer, Isabel Hickey, she said, you will, and when you're in the Bardo state between life and death, you will come back to meet all these people again. And I thought, oh my God, what if I can't remember their names?
Or it's like party.
This guy, look at this guy. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny. Just wait till what she's about to say. Holy fuck.
In the Bardo. You're like, hey, Jack from the gas station.
Yeah, like the kid from.
Did you just see that nervous cough and turn to the right? This is so fucking awesome.
Revere. Like what? Who are these people? So all of a sudden, everything, my whole life changed into.
Hold on. Okay, so before we get to the next crazy part, I just want to play really quick. I literally, it's literally the scene from Best in Show. Oh my God. Oh my God, that's so fucking funny, dude. This is so fucking funny. Hold on. This is so funny. I cannot believe that they're playing all of the characters out of Best in Show. It's so wild. I cannot believe that they're actually doing this. All right, listen to this. Okay, so
best of breed, best of winners, best opposite.
Yes. Super. I like to think that Cookie and I work as a team, although I do nothing. She does all the work with Winky. Well, the first time we met was at this big dance, and I just thought she was the prettiest thing that I'd ever seen, and she was there with somebody else. She was very popular back then. She had dozens of boyfriends.
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
Yeah, hundreds.
I did not know that. Hundreds. Well, not that I didn't have a reputation myself, because I was considered, by some to be quite the Casanova myself, back at Ponce de Leon Junior High. But we started dancing.
He didn't want to dance. I was like dancing by myself.
I did not want to dance because.
Say, get up, Jerry.
I kept saying, I can't dance. I can't. I've got two left feet. I
thought he was kidding.
But I wasn't. I was born with two left feet, and they had a nickname for me. They used to call me Loopy because I would walk in little loops, kept going in circles, and then with some therapy, I learned how to walk a straight line
And
dance.
Dance.
And dance.
Oh, man, you got moves better than Winky, I think.
Well.
I mean, how wild is that? It's literally the Best in Show, like the movie.
This is a temple. I get to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I have a whole new set of criteria about how to judge who do I let in. That would have at 21, if I had that at 21, which some of the people now have Tantra at 21, I've had 19-year-old students. I've had 18-year-old students. I even once had a 16-year-old. She attended with her father to my course. And all the adults were uptight about that. But the father was so happy to bring his daughter.
God, that kicks so much ass. It's literally just like Rabbi Shmuley. It's Rabbi Shmuley meets Best in Show. This is fucking gold. This is fucking just the best. This is so awesome. Ah, look at him. Look at his fucking just. Holy shit, dude. That's so wild.
To this course, his daughter has done.
I didn't even hear that part last. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. That is so wild. Holy fuck.
My course.
I wasn't there.
His daughter did my Bliss course, my Bliss Beginner's Tantra course, and later she did Esta.
Wow.
So, I mean,
Holy fuck. Ah, this is awesome. Holy shit. I didn't even get this far into this video. I saved most of this for me and my wife to watch together. Oh my God. I can't wait for her to see this, dude. Now, fuck Ben Avery, dude. I have a long history with Ben. I don't talk to Ben anymore, Slav.
I didn't have that agency or even thinking. So everything changed. Like the whole playing field for me changed.
Sunshine, you just missed the... Oh, I'm going to have to replay this again for you. You just got here. Let me just feel... I'm going to have to do this. I just did this with Jared. It just keeps getting wilder. I mean, I keep stopping, and then I'm like, you got to hear this. And then I play it longer, and just more wild shit keeps happening. That was only 2 minutes of this. Dude. This is wild. This is fucking wild. Okay. Sunshine, so what's happening right now is I started the stream off with my wife was watching. But yeah, this really started cooking now. So this is basically this couple here that teaches have you ever seen the movie Best in Show? I swear to God, they're playing through all the different characters of the couples. And it's like they're being interviewed by like a Drew Barrymore character. And they teach sex. She's 75. He's like in his late 50s. They got married when she was 75, I think. They met when she was 67 and he was 47 or something. I don't remember. And they met twice, and that's all you need to know right now. But right now she's talking about her early sex endeavors, and just let me go back. This is the wildest 2.5 minutes you've ever heard of your life. I swear to God, this is the craziest shit you've ever heard in your life.
Be me.
Mm.
So that was like huge.
Mm.
And I also connected with.
By the way, when you watch this, pay close attention to this man Watch the nervous sips that he takes out of his cup. Watch the cough. They go like the nervous cough. Like, just watch his body language as she says the wildest shit you've ever heard.
Being the same as a drop of water in the ocean. Like, I'm made up of the same stuff that the ocean is made up of, and then everything else. Like, I connected on such a cellular level of existence. All that happened for me in the first day or two that I took Tantra. So, okay, so how did that change my life? One, I was already 46 and I had already lived so much life and had so much sex. And all of a sudden I was a goddess and my body was a temple. What? Well, what do I do about all these interactions that I've had? There's a lot of penises that have been in there.
Yeah.
And my first spiritual teacher, who was a famous astrologer,
I love every time she says that and watching him nervously twiddle his thumbs and nervously smile.
Isabel Hickey, she said, you will, and when you're in the Bardo state between life and death, you will come back to meet all these people again. And I thought, oh my God, what if I can't remember their names?
Or it's like party in the Bardo. Like, hey, Jack from the gas station.
Look at that cough. Look at that nervous clearing his throat. And this isn't even the wildest shit she's about to say in another minute.
Yeah, like the kid from Revere. Like, what? Who are these people? So all of a sudden, everything, my whole life changed into, this is a temple. I get to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I have a whole new set of criteria about how to judge who do I let in. That would have at 21, if I had that at 21, which some of the people now have Tantra at 21, I've had 19-year-old students. I've had 18-year-old students. I even once had a 16-year-old. She attended with her father to my course. And all the
and then watch. I stopped there to rewind for Jared. Then she drops another piece. Like, the next 20 seconds are even crazier.
adults were uptight about that, but the father was so happy to bring his daughter to this course. His daughter has done my course.
I wasn't there.
His daughter did my Bliss course, my Bliss Beginners Tantra course, and later she did Esta.
Wow.
So, I mean, I didn't have that agency or even thinking. So everything changed. Like, the whole playing field for me changed. I was now a goddess. Now, I wasn't like the bindi wearing kind of, I did wear bindis, but I wasn't like, I'm putting on a bindi and that makes me a goddess.
Right.
No, I thought it through. I'm tantric now. I did all the breath techniques. I did all the practices. I emotionally released. I expressed everything. I learned all the postures and I learned all the ancient stuff. And then I said, okay, I'm going to demystify this for people so that, like, normal people who don't understand Sanskrit can get it.
Mm.
But my whole way of thinking about myself shifted. So what did these people get today in your courses or in my courses and his courses? They get to actually see maybe the culture didn't raise us to feel self-respect.
For the people that just started watching, they met at a place. They called it like a one tasting. And what it was a bunch of women go to get to experience their first orgasm or an orgasm. It's like a fingering clinic. And she met him there because he went there to go finger girls. He told her that he believed that in every woman there is a goddess, and he wants to be that goddess. And then she stopped him at the end of the class and got in front of him and said, "What you just said made me so wet." And they've been together ever since. I love this so much.
Maybe the culture didn't raise us to feel that sex is a sacred act. Maybe the culture didn't give us the messages that we are so valuable and life is so precious. So to me, that's, people get that in every ounce and every inch of what I'm about. And I feel like they get that about what you're about.
Well, what's fascinating to me about why Tantra, which, as you know, is so much deeper and vaster than sex or self-confidence or sensuality. But the reason why it's so effective to me in those realms is because the reason that we got so disconnected from pleasure, so disconnected from the beauty of sex, that we forgot that we are gods and goddesses and living embodiments of the divine was because of spiritual brainwashing. Like, I think the nicest, most euphemistic way you could say was a spiritual misunderstanding. Sometimes I'll say that. Sometimes I'll say, actually, it was a targeted campaign to make us forget our spiritual sovereignty and power. So, like, however you really want to look at it, right?
I'm the second. Yeah. I'm in the second camp. He's in the second camp for sure.
Wanting to hold them responsible, too.
So what's so amazing about this tradition, right, and an Asian tradition that started in India and became a Pan-Asian tradition, is that it retained this original philosophy that, to me, when you adopt the spiritual philosophy, when you say, wow, this resonates as true in my soul, it's a foundational philosophy that is so inclusive, expansive, and empowering that it also celebrates pleasure as much as it does pain, right? It celebrates the whole spectrum.
Everything.
But let's just say it, Christianity was great at celebrating pain. So but not so great at celebrating pleasure, right?
Yeah.
So embracing the pleasure aspect for those of us who were touched by Judeo-Christian traditions, as beautiful as they can be in some aspects, really ravaged. And I don't know that this comes from
If you guys hadn't guessed, yes, she is Jewish.
The original spiritual teachings, but certainly I can say that the Catholic Church ravaged women's access to their own bodies, to their own spirituality, and men's too. The original witches that were tortured and burned were actually men, right? So much of our spiritual programming, specifically,
Could you imagine if I got these two on J Talk with Jared?
as white people, has disconnected us from ourselves, from our bodies, from our pleasure, from our sexuality. And Tantra, which is this grand enlightenment tradition, has such incredible philosophical teachings that actually say sex is as holy as prayer. And you are a divine creation of the Great Mother. So why would you ever hate yourself? Right? How could you have anything other than self-love when the goddess could make absolutely anything, and she made you, And so to me, it's like, yes, I spent time at Tantra schools with a bunch of white people wearing bindis before we knew that was cultural appropriation and not kind to our Indian sisters, for whom that was a great mark of their culture.
You've got to hear this 2 minutes. All right, you get to just you don't have to be on camera if you don't want. I just want you to I just want my wife to see that and hear that what we just had.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to replay that 2 minutes or so. This lady said some wild shit. Remember how in the do you remember how in Best in Show where the lady was like a super whore?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
like they're making the husband all nervous and act silly.
Yeah.
All right. This is literally that scene. The next 2 minutes are the wildest thing you ever heard.
As a woman, I didn't have to be a little man. Like for me, it was huge. I didn't have to mimic what men did. I could just be me. So that was like huge. And I also connected with being the same as a drop of water in the ocean. Like I'm made up of the same stuff that the ocean is made up of and then everything else. Like I connected on such a cellular level of existence.
I want you to pay attention to this man's body, like his movements and his what you call it. Just pay attention to him.
All that happened for me in the first day or two that I took Tantra. So, okay, so how did that change my life? One, I was already 46 and I had already lived so much life and had so much sex. And all of a sudden I was a goddess and my body was a temple. What? Well, what do I do about all these interactions that I've had? There's a lot of penises that have been in there. Yeah. And my first spiritual teacher, who was a famous astrologer, Isabel Hickey, she said,
what do you think of that?
Yes.
Did you like his, did you see him take his sip? And then the nervous, like, I'm telling you.
So many penises have been in there.
The next minute, you've got to, this is going to be the craziest shit.
You will, and when you're in the Bardo state between life and death, you will come back to meet all these people again. And I thought, oh my God, what if I can't remember their names?
Or it's like party in the Bardo. Like, hey, Jack from the gas station.
Yeah, like the kid from Revere. Like what? Who are these people? So all of a sudden, everything, my whole life changed into, this is a temple. I get to say yes or no.
Yeah.
And I have a whole new set of criteria about how to judge who do I let in. That would have at 21, if I had that at 21, which some of the people now have Tantra at 21, I've had 19-year-old students. All right.
This is going to be the wildest shit that you've heard. You thought that was a little crazy, and watch his body language.
18-year-old students. I even once had a 16-year-old. She attended with her father to my course, and all the adults.
Did he roll his eyes? Did he really just roll his eyes? Did you see that?
Holy shit! You want me to rewind for that?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have a whole new set of criteria about how to judge who do I let in. That would have at 21, if I had that at 21, which some of the people now have Tantra at 21, I've had 19-year-old students. I've had 18-year-old students. I even once had a 16-year-old. She attended with her father to my course. Oh. And all the adults were uptight about that. But the father was so happy to bring his daughter.
Okay. You thought that was bad, right?
Yeah, that's not great.
Did you think it's going to get worse? Because it's going to get worse.
I don't even know what Tantra is. We should have had an intro video of what Tantra is.
It's just basically like the
sex teaching and shit.
Like, just like.
Was he stroking his daughter?
Control and Jesus Christ. Do not give the child the mic. All right, listen to what she's about to say.
This course, his daughter has done my course.
I wasn't there.
His daughter did my Bliss course, my Bliss.
I just wanted you to see that. I just wanted you to see that.
Oh, what's worse? Let's pose the question here. What's worse, a father and daughter or a mother and son? Father and daughter, probably.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know why.
They do that on like, wasn't there some MTV thing? Or
yeah, there was a reality show of like moms and sons
that like do like the OnlyFans, right? Like the son does like the photos for the mom's OnlyFans.
Oh, maybe, but I swear I saw one where like they swapped sons and were like dating each other's sons.
That was a TV show, but there was one where they were actually like the sons were filming the mom's OnlyFans.
Yeah, I remember that one too, but it's like yucky.
Well, I just wanted you there for that. So
I'm glad I was here.
Yeah. All right, you can go back to handling child rearing.
This beginner's
So I
tantra
just-
course, and later she did Esta.
Wow.
So I mean,
Let me go back to
I didn't
where
have-
we're at.
But let's just say it, Christianity was great at celebrating pain. So like, but not so great at celebrating pleasure,
Yeah, by the way, they were talking about being pagans on here.
right?
Yeah.
So embracing the pleasure aspect for those of us who were touched by Judeo-Christian traditions, as beautiful as they can be in some aspects, really ravaged. And I don't know that this comes from the original spiritual teaching.
Slav, I'm going to take a guess that the director was had a Semitic name.
But certainly I can say that the Catholic Church ravaged women's access to their own bodies, to their own spirituality, and men's too. The original witches that were tortured and burned were actually men, right? So much of our spiritual programming, specifically as white people, has disconnected us from ourselves, from our bodies, from our pleasure, from our sexuality. And Tantra, which is this grand enlightenment tradition.
Do you think that the lady, the older woman, got a little uncomfortable when she said, "We as white people"?
Tradition has such incredible philosophical teachings that actually say sex is as holy as prayer, and you are a
I got the
divine
chills.
creation of the Great Mother. So why would you ever hate yourself, right? How could you have anything other than self-love when the goddess could make absolutely anything, and she made you, you know? And so to me, it's like, yes, I spent time at Tantra schools with a bunch of white people wearing bindis before we knew that that was cultural appropriation and not kind to our Indian sisters, for whom that was a great mark of their cultural heritage. But what I will say is that this tradition, which has so beautifully opened its doors to so many of us, right, and invited us in to learn no matter where we come from and who we are, it has profoundly changed our lives, our sexual lives, our spiritual lives. It, to me, is one of the only traditions that allows you to still live your dreams at 75 or 90, right? One of my favorite quotes is from a woman who wrote me the first Obelisk course I ever did. And she said, "Your program has allowed me at 91 to satisfy both my German and my French partner." I was like,
Can you imagine? They were 90s German and French lovers. They were both on the battlefield. They got drafted almost a century ago. They were in World War II, fighting against each other, and now they're fighting over pussy. They're fighting over the same pussy. This is the best thing I've ever watched.
yes, like, yes, right? So it's so beautiful what it
So
teaches
good.
us. And I think sometimes it's confusing for people how there can be this spiritual tradition that's about enlightenment that also gives us so much freedom in our bodies, so much agency in our sexuality, teaches us that we're gods, goddesses, and divine beings of any gender. And to me, it's because it's a philosophical tradition that goes so much deeper than that. But where we've been the most wounded is often where we first go when
Yeah.
we look for healing and
Yeah.
when we look for a deeper truth. And so to me, it's doing this vast healing on the planet right now of people's relationship to pleasure, people's relationship to their body. And to me, also what you two are doing, people's relationship to sacred union, to what relationship can actually be, the depth and beauty and power of it. Like your spouse isn't some baby making machine that's like actually like a tool of the devil that's there to distract you from like the true spirituality. Your spouse is living God in front of you. And Tantra teaches us that. And so what's fascinating to me is so many more of us are starting to live that, starting to look into that.
Yeah. That was so well articulated. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm kind of sorry I didn't have you as a teacher.
Well, I'm sorry I wasn't there with you in the 70s. Like,
we can make up for lost time.
we totally can. We can do whatever we want.
We can.
So good.
So
and
good.
it feels good to sit under your teaching right now. Like that was, I feel like a student in this moment. And that's what I have is this moment.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that Tantra teaches us is that we have this moment and it's now. And I get to have it now. And so Lori and I have an expression that when we get to step into that moment, this present moment, it's called welcome to your life.
Ding.
Yes.
So right now I would like to say welcome to your life.
Yeah. So good. So good.
So beautiful.
So good. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, there's so much. Everything you just outlined. I mean, that is so rich. It's so deep. It's like both wide and deep at the same time. And there's so much. There's so many morsels to it. And I used to say in the beginning, like when I first started teaching Tantra, it was like 1999, 2000, something like that. And I'd go to a party or whatever. People say, "What do you do?" And I would be like, "Oh no. I teach a kind of yoga." And then they would say, "Well, what kind of yoga do you do? Like down dog and like tree pose?" And and I would go, "No, it's sexual." And then they would go, "What's that?" I'd say, "Well, we do breath, sound, and movement." And they would say, "Like, what kind of sound?" And I'd say, "Ooh, ah, ooh, ah." It can't be that.
You're like downward dog if you're also touching your clitoris while you're doing it. Or
I mean, this is best in show. I don't know how else to describe this. This is literally a movie made by people doing characters. There's no way, like, these are wild people. I mean, I thought I was a fucking animal, but these people are just, I mean, it's out in the open.
tree pose if your toes getting a little high, you know?
It was so fun. No one could understand.
Yeah.
And they had heard of Sting. So they heard like that Sting made love to his wife for 10 hours.
Trudy, I think, yeah.
For 10 hours. They heard that. And then there was a mention of it in American Pie 2.
Yeah.
That was it. And then I used to say to people, I'd say, "Did you see Meet the Fockers?" They would go, "Yeah." I'd say, "I'm Barbara Streisand. Like I do what she does."
Okay.
And they would go, oh, they try to connect these dots.
Yeah.
But people didn't really understand. And so I would just say, "Look, I know you're coming here because you think it's like esoteric sex. It's going to be like really this, you're going to leave here like smoking. And actually, you're not. You're going to leave here breathing and making sound. And eventually it's going to translate into hot sex, but it's going to first disrupt everything else going on in your head and everything else in your heart and everything else everywhere because it's holistic. It's going to connect."
I wonder if this is like when like you're at this age and you fucked so much, and this woman has had countless things inside of her, human or otherwise. This guy has been banging, and you just keep chasing that dragon. It's like a heroin addict, like a guy that started out on like blues, like on OxyContin, and then he moved to like actual heroin because he couldn't get the prescription filled out. And then eventually it just starts becoming a fent addict. Like I thought I was bad, but is this my future? This is, holy shit, dude. At 75 and this guy is in his 50s, and this is how you tie the knot with her. It's just, how do you get to this place?
The dots between your body, mind, and spirit.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. And I would say to them, "I don't care if the portal that got you here is thinking it's going to be smoke and sex. Great.
Yeah.
Clearly it called you. So here we are. Let's go.
Yes, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think there's such a deep service in that, meeting people where they are at and then trusting their process, that their consciousness takes them wherever they're meant to go
Yeah.
within the teachings. And I think sometimes people are like, I get it when people misunderstand this beautiful tradition and people are like, oh, that's sad that they think this grand tradition is just about sex. But when people are like, oh, people, just want to have better sex, you're like, of course. Like, of course, every human wants to have incredible sex. And like, who are we to judge if the goddess is luring us with the promise of multi-orgasmic bliss and the most outrageous, just like experiences of like, oh my God, orgasmic fabulous.
They keep saying the word goddess. And obviously the culture that this woman comes from is very matriarchal. I was just commenting to my wife actually today when we were driving about, it was odd that the only country that really stood up to these people and really set a precedent for all of time and taking over the world and making some corrections refers to their place as the fatherland.
And then along the way, your ego gets decimated and you wake up to deeper truth, like,
Exactly.
surprise.
Ding. So good.
Yeah.
So good.
I'll
Yeah.
take the awakening that way.
Yeah.
Right.
Totally.
Yeah. Yes, more, please.
Totally.
Well,
So good.
I'm curious, Michael. I know one of your teachings is we shouldn't be having sex without consent.
Oh, I say it this way. Consent, don't have sex without it.
Yes. Yes.
Ding.
I'm excited to tell you about.
What an odd way to say don't rape, please. This is one of her stupid ads. It's like 5 minutes long. Let me just click through that.
LaylaMartin.com/obliss. So what do you wish that men knew about consent? And how do you practice consent in a sexy way?
Well, consent has it has the power, right, to unite. So without consent, there is dominance. There is this part of, especially when it comes to sex, this part of aggression that you can have, but if you had consent for it, then the aggression becomes beautiful. Or maybe that aggression could then become very sensual and sexual and playful. But without consent, aggression is nothing more than trauma. And so, and in some of the worst ways. So what I teach men is that with consent.
Look at her face when he's talking about consent and trauma. It's like in the scenes in the movie where all the when all of the flashbacks all the flashbacks of all the times that she's like how she got here and everything that led there, the amount of non-consensual actions that were performed on her. You can just see it right there in her face. Just all those times.
And by the way, if you'll lead this conversation as a man, you're going to produce a lot of safety, right? Communication, connection. Those are the things that are deeply desired by the feminine, right?
Yeah.
She wants that. She wants to feel desired. She wants to feel held, seen, met. Those three things, if you'll produce consent, or if you'll ask in a way that actually that's designed to produce that level of connection, you're going to find yourself engaging with the goddess. The lotus flower opens and she becomes the place at which you can worship and honor. So
The altar. The altar at the temple.
the altar of the goddess, right? And so consent is a big part of, how do I then say to a woman, I'm sorry, but I've got a little something going on here in my I don't know, my body is just feeling something for you. And my desire is in a way leading me to you.
Hot. Or very hot too, if that isn't someone that you want to hear that from, to be able to say no,
Yeah,
right?
no, thank
Like
you.
both are hot. Yeah.
Right.
Or not now, maybe later.
Yeah.
Hats off to that woman in the purple dress for having a pair of B cups that are able to touch her belly button. That's quite the feat.
It's a gift.
Little tease.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And later,
My wife is in the chat and says that I just point at my dick and raise my eyebrows, which you think that she's joking, but that's that's probably 99% of it.
it can be even hotter. So, but it's a gift. It's the gift of choice, something that I think is in the divine. It's in this piece that you spoke of, the divine, that we actually do have choice. And giving a woman choice, or asking to make a choice, that's something. That's a gift, you know? So I think that it's esoteric in how I'm saying it, but there's specific things that you can ask for and you can say, which are the, different conversations. Some of them, we use something called RBDSMT. And in that conversation, I teach men, I say, listen, you can lead a conversation in such a way where it is going to produce either turn on or you're going to get educated, because if I ask you, what are your relationship goals? That's the R, right? What are your relationship goals? And also, what are some of your relationship desires and needs? What do you need to have a relationship be good? Lori and I, when we first started, that was what she brought to me. She said, let's have this talk. And I said, what's this talk?
First I said, let's make a bubble.
She taught me this whole thing that I'm still her student, by the way. I'm her husband, but I'm still a student.
And he says your partner
A regular Macron right here.
should be your greatest guru.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, and one of the reasons I love the relationship talk happening first, because some people are like, what, you're going to hook up with someone? How are you talking about a relationship right off the bat? But one of the biggest pain bodies that I think happens is, women being like, oh, maybe this is a relationship, or men. I don't want to make it a gendered thing actually, but there can be this like hope of like, oh, I'm having sex right now to find a husband or a partner, or I want to be in deep relationship. And like, holy shit, you're the player of the century, right? Like, and then there's like all these devastated feelings. And so it's really beautiful before you have any hookup to be like, are you looking for a relationship? Are you not? What does relationship look like to you, right? Because it really saves so much of the drama and pain of being like, oh, I was looking for marriage and you were just looking for a hookup, right?
So what I tell men is that a great way to have this conversation, this consent conversation, is to start out by saying, I'm interested in you. There's something here. Like I mentioned it, but there's a desire here. And I don't know if you and I would ever connect or if we would ever have sex or anything like that, but I'm definitely interested in you. And I'm wondering if you'd be open to having an adult conversation about sex. And then that's when we have that RBDSMT conversation.
And that buzzword adult conversation is so good.
So good. Yeah. I felt my pussy respond. She was like, yeah, I want an adult conversation. So ours relationship, what is the BDS?
Does anyone want to take bets? I'll make a poll here.
And T.
You would think BDSM would be one thing, but it's not. It's
just to remember it.
Just to help us remember. So it's relationship, boundaries, desires, sexual history, right? Meaning, and then traumas. Are there any traumas that you're aware of that I should know about? And if you have this trauma response, how can I be of service to you? How can I support you?
Yeah, I would just say, I want to come in here and say, when I first meet you, I don't actually want to know your traumas. Like it's a little too soon.
Yeah.
However, if I were to have sex with you and you've had some trauma responses before, what do I need to do if you dissociate?
Yes.
What do you want me to do if you freeze.
Mm.
And you're starting to freeze, and I'm like freaking out. I don't hardly know you.
Mm.
So it's really more, T is really for trauma responses. What should I do if?
Mm.
Should I just hold your hand?
Mm.
Should I get a heavy blanket?
Mm.
Should I call someone?
Mm.
Like that.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the boundaries you're talking about, like no anal, or will you know, or I'm open to making out, but I don't want to take our clothes off. Things like that.
Yeah. Well, Michael's the first person that had boundaries.
It's funny that you say geriatrics, because I was thinking of like, this is that show, Strangers with Candy, that used to be on Comedy Central. They had Stephen Colbert, and there was that lady named Jerry, who was an old lady who went into high school at like 50, and she looks just like her.
In our relationship.
Mm.
And he said, if we have sex, you're not sleeping over here and I'm not sleeping at your place.
Great.
And I was like, okay, weird, but all right.
Has that changed?
6 months in, he says to me, can I stay at your place tonight? And I'm like, you don't stay over. What are you doing? And he said, you didn't try to manipulate me out of it. So now I feel safe and I feel comfortable enough to spend the night at your place.
Wow. Yeah. And boundaries can always change.
I say that you
Could you imagine being a woman at 67 and having that conversation, like a man saying that to you? These are the most wild animals I've ever seen.
need boundaries until you don't.
Mm.
You know, and once you know that the person that you're with honors your boundaries, you're safe, then it's okay to relax them.
Mm.
And for me, it was so funny. You should have seen the look on her face. It's okay if I stay the night. She's like, what? Before that, I had set it up with her to make sure that I left or that she left. And how I did that was I told her, I said, this is what you say to me if I'm lingering. And she goes, what's that? And I said, it's time to go, motherfucker.
Great.
So we said that every time.
It's also like such evidence that true love can be birthed out of so many different situations.
I'm going to say that to my wife next time.
Like, you know, on one hand, we're trying to have people understand red flags and when someone's just really not that into you and when to actually walk away. That's so important. And sometimes I think people throw things away because they're like, oh, if you just want me to sleep over, there's no way this could, you know, like you can make such big stories as well, rather than just letting your love unfold. It's really beautiful.
Well, the crazy thing about it, when we first had the conversation and we said relationship, I said something out of my mouth that I didn't even believe. I couldn't believe it came out of my mouth. I said, look, I travel the world for work. I'm probably never here most of the time, but when I come home to Phoenix, I want to connect to someone that I can really count on that's there when I come home. And then when it came time for him to say R, he said, I want that too. I want someone that travels a lot and I can be the person that you come home to. And I like in my heart started beating and in my brain, like we were speaking, but my brain was going, did he just say that or did you imagine it? Did he just say the same thing you said?
Yeah.
How is this possible?
Yeah.
That was like, because it could have been just a hookup.
Totally.
And he said the same thing he wanted the same thing I wanted. And I would have never known that had I not risked saying that. So I was beside myself from the risk that I took stepping in front of him at the One Taste event and then saying that out of my mouth. I didn't expect that to come out. I'm tired of just like one night stands or trying to find somebody that I really groove with.
I'm tired at the age of 67 with one night stands. I'm ready to settle down. God, this kicks so much ass, man. It's so funny. Holy shit, that's crazy. I completely lost my train of thought. That was such a wild thing.
I really like to have someone that I come home to.
Yeah.
And I don't need anything else. I just want to feel like there is someone there. And he said, I can be that person. I want that too.
Yeah.
Shocking.
I think one of the cool things about doing the RBDSMT is that you actually become more honest with yourself about all those things, right? Because then after the B is D, which is desire, right? And how few of us still feel comfortable saying what we actually want out of a sexual encounter, what we truly desire, right? And even
That's what I was going to say. Imagine all of these, like, originally, all of these women that were like stupid spinster cat moms that followed their career used to just end up alone, and they'd go and disappear into the ether and not bother anybody. But now there's going to be a whole generation that's going to keep them alive in a cryogenic state of just absolute insanity of playing off each other. It's going to be a devil's dance of just nonsense, crazy shit.
even taking the time to consider that is so powerful. And I love as well that as sexual history, which to me is like, then you talk about use of condoms, or do you have sexually transmitted infections, things like that. It's so much easier when it's like in a little sandwich like that. Because when I first became single and I was like no one talks about sexually transmitted diseases and infections. And I was like, what the hell, you guys? I was like, I studied immunology at Stanford. Like, no one's wearing condoms. No one's fucking talking about this shit. Like, what the fuck? When has anyone been tested? And it was still really awkward for me to like bring it up and be like, so like, when was your last test? You know, it's so much easier when you're like, hey, let's have a whole conversation.
Yeah.
And it like is part of that adult.
You could do everything right, and you send your girl off to college, and she studies immunology at Stanford, and this is where the path leads.
Conversation,
Yeah.
you know?
So good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
So wait, what was the M? Meaning.
Meaning. So
Yeah.
what would it mean to you if we were to have sex?
Yeah.
Like, what would that mean to you?
Yeah.
And then you could get a little bit clearer on the desires part, right? Like, or the relational desires part, because it might mean nothing. Yeah. It might mean that we're having a good time and exploring each other's bodies, or it might mean that you and I are boyfriend, girlfriend, and we're on our way to the wedding chapel eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, well, ours did not mean that.
No.
It changes, but it's it's so good to know, right? Because there's like so many like women like, oh my God, I thought we were like having a long-term thing. And you're like, he's so clearly a player, but like, why didn't you just talk about it? Right? Like helps so much
Right.
with
Yeah,
those feelings.
Exactly.
Because opening your body is a deep thing, and actually doing it in alignment is so important. And if you both actually just want to have a good time, that's an excellent match.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So good. So
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful. All right. Well, as we start to wrap things up, I'm curious. So you went from being brand new to this world to deep diving with a temple goddess.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing. And
Welcome
so-
to my life.
And
You
now
know?
you teach and lead men. And so
Mhm.
I'm curious, what is it that you would most want men to know right now, specifically who are thinking of making that jump? Like I want to have a tantric path. I want to be with a goddess, either the one who's in front of me and we just both.
Yeah, actually, when you put it that way, that did happen. I really did pick you up, didn't I?
forgot, or to find one, what would you say to them?
Well, I believe there's a goddess in every woman. I mean, she's already there.
Yeah.
And what I would want men to know, oh my gosh. You know, behave as if that goddess is there, and become the high priest in service of her divinity. Watch what happens. And then learn from other men who are actually in this world, who are desiring to teach you. one of the hardest things I've ever had to do was to explain to a man the same thing I just explained to his woman. And she goes, oh, you've got to tell my man. And then I go tell him and he goes, I'm good. I would say, brother, wow. If you don't.
Now, in the chat, my wife says, I remember discussing all of this when Dylan picked me up from the side of the road like a common whore on our first night together. And Slav said picked up from the side of Home Depot parking lot. Wasn't that bad. I just told her that she was coming over and that we were going to fuck. That was pretty much. And she agreed, and I picked her up. And unfortunately, I've been stuck with this polyp, this cyst on the side of my ass for the last 5 years now.
Don't get this. You will miss the magic.
Mm.
You will miss it. So
I
get
have to
this.
do a hand screen. Okay.
A hand scream is like when you actually let yourself scream into your hand so you can move energy. And we said before we started this podcast that anyone was welcome to do a hand scream at any time. You can also fuck a pillow too. So that's part of these cathartic movements that help you move energy. Beautiful.
That was so good, Michael.
It was so gorgeous. Yeah, really. Thank you.
I have something to say also that he also says he considers presence to be the number one skill that men need to be present. And inside of presence, I've run women's panels for years and years and years. And I would always say to them, like, what do you want men to know? And women would always say one thing: slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
Every man, like when men are excited, they speed up. When they're aroused, like for them, it feels really good to speed up. And when women, first of all, it takes them much longer to get aroused. So speeding up doesn't work. And to be present to see that. And Michael has said that like a million times. If he said it once, like presence. Presence is the skill that can be taught and needs to be so that things can slow down, so that attention can be paid, so the connection can be made, all these things. Like I look at it as a cosmic joke that it takes men like 1 minute to get aroused and it takes women like 40 minutes to get aroused. Who made it like that? You know,
Same person who designs 5-star porta potty marriage proposals.
So funny. So funny.
Oh yeah. By the way, you guys probably missed it. He proposed to her while they were in a porta potty and she was taking a piss. And he asked her if she would marry him. And she was obviously taken aback by that question a little bit. And he insisted, no, I'm being serious. Will you marry me? While she's taking a piss with him inside the porta potty. There's someone out there for everyone.
Yeah, it's a cosmic joke. So that's what men don't get it. They don't actually understand that. They don't talk about it. Nobody educates them. There's no way to learn this except to want to. And if they desire to want to, then the first thing they need to learn, the skill they need to learn is presence. Yeah.
So I'm on a mission.
Yeah. And then Lori, what would you say to women listening to this that want this level of love for themselves, this level of partnership for themselves?
Oh, there's a few things. One, I don't think that anybody can really express love to another unless their well is full. Like they need to take themselves into their own hands and love themselves. They have to say good messages to themselves, not just positive affirmations. They have to say good messages to their bodies, whether they're aging or not. They need to put nice things on their body. They have to put good things in and out. And so that's just like to walk through the world. And then there's this gender war thing that's been happening for the past 30, 40 years. And women say to me, like, where are all the good men? And I say, they're right next to you. They're everywhere. Just because he doesn't necessarily know what you need him to know doesn't mean he can't learn it. But if you're mean to him and you cut his balls off, like the second you meet him, he doesn't have a chance. The culture is saying at this moment, if I point my finger at you and cancel you, you're done. Men have never been.
Did you expect that this was going to take a red pill turn? Now she all of a sudden is based.
So afraid. And I feel like there's plenty of really great men out there. I happen to know many of them. One just said to me something yesterday. I was recording a podcast with someone. He said, I'm in New York now. Do you know anyone? I said, yeah, I know probably many ones. And he said, just send one my way. He said, I'd be so happy. So I feel like there's a time to put down the swords and the shields and to just say, you know, if could be a really, we weren't attracted to each other even at that party or whatever. You don't know who this person is until you at least give him a chance. So don't despair. Take yourself into your own hands, be really good for yourself and to yourself, and walk around like that. And someone who you least expect will notice you or jump in front of him.
Yes. Yes. Oh.
Start hanging out at 5-star porta potties.
Yeah, it's also a recipe for a different life trajectory altogether. But it's
funny.
So my last question to both of you, because I know you're really moving forward with this couples work together. And you talked earlier before we started the podcast about the 3 R's that really take down couples. What is kind of your main message right now to couples that want this higher love together?
Well, we have one underlying statement. Would you rather be right or be in love? And when would now be a good time to return to love? Fighting is ordinary. Extraordinary means just a little extra. I'm quoting my partner here. Some of these are his lines.
It's funny because when we started this thing called Extraordinary Lovers, it was born out of having read Lori's first book, The Tantric Laws of Intimacy. And I saw, I'm gonna get a little emotional here. I saw this woman living it. Like, she didn't just write the book, you know, she wrote the book on sex and happiness, but because she was living it, that transformed me. And all of this stuff that I had learned in my life I was bringing it forth. It was part of who we were being for each other and with each other and to each other. And so I felt it was so extraordinary. And we both said it. We were like, this is like nothing I've ever experienced before. This kind of love, it's available, and it's not hard to grasp or to be a part of. And so we called it Extraordinary Lovers, and we started to see all the different ways in which we could effectively articulate what it is to be an extraordinary lover. And it came down to this one simple sentence, and that is: an extraordinary lover is masterful at returning to love. So simple. So simple. And the 3 R's, they are resentment, resistance, and revenge. And they will take you out of love. If you could imagine a bullseye, and the bullseye being the love, you're in love. What's it like to be in love? We all know, we have a sense of what it is to be in love. And the moment we step out of that, we go into resistance or resentment or revenge. If we find ourselves in these outer rings, oftentimes we're not even aware of it. It just happens.
Yeah.
It's like that in a moment. A look, a sideways,
a tone,
anything can take you right out of love.
Rolling the eyes.
The next thing,
How dare you roll your eyes at me?
yeah, I've heard that. But that's how quickly it can happen.
Yeah.
And when we become masterful at returning to love, that's what's extraordinary. That's what's extraordinary. And we're being willing to be wrong. I don't have to be right. But boy, I sure do want to be in love. That makes my life exquisite.
I would get so much satisfaction if just a truck rammed into this building, just came crashing through the wall like a Kool-Aid man.
Ding.
Ding.
Welcome to your life.
Thank you. Welcome to your life.
Thank you.
Oh. Yeah, it reminds me. I was driving home in Australia, and I was calling Annie Lala, who's my love coach, and I was like, "Oh, we're just ever mad at each other. We're in this fight." And Annie said, "Look, like the way most people do relationships is to see who can win, like who wins this argument, who wins this battle, who holds out the longest." She said, "I would love for you to say whoever wins is the one who returns to love first." And you actually make it a challenge between the two of you, who gets back to love sooner. It's so powerful.
Yeah.
We play that.
That's the game we play.
Oh,
It's-
yes.
It's called the return to love game.
Who's winning right now?
Well, we both win.
Yay!
But
We're winning.
she's usually the one that says, okay, can we return to love?
Oh,
I do. I don't want to be out of love.
yeah.
And I just feel in a different place in my life. Like I don't take it personally if we're out for a while. Like if it takes him a while back, I don't huff and puff about it. I just go, okay, he'll be back soon.
Yeah.
I don't stew in it.
Yeah.
I don't stomp in it. I don't do whatever it is I used to do. I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't do that with anybody. So there are things that really piss me off, but with him, it's like I'm choosing him moment by moment. So it's like if I'm choosing him, why am I going to keep making him wrong?
Mhm.
Like I can.
That's weird because in my relationship, anything that pisses my wife off, I do it incessantly until it's not funny to me anymore.
Just say, I don't like this thing that happened. I request something else. He can go with it or not. But I don't need to spend 24 hours or 48 hours or a week stomping around the place. I'm really not into makeup sex. Like I don't like sex can be great. I don't need to fuel some kind of adrenaline to, no.
Wow. Well, thank you both so much. This has
you.
been really, really special to experience you, to learn from you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for flying in for this. So beautiful. And I'm curious if you want to share, how can people work with you more deeply and your quiz that you're launching?
Oh, yeah. The 3Rs quiz is easy to access. Just go to 3rsquiz.com and you can take the quiz there. And it'll show you where are you? Are you in love? Are you mostly in love? Are you in the first or second or third R? Do you feel like you have to be right? And so taking the quiz will give you a little bit better understanding of where you are. And maybe your partner's in a different R, or maybe they're in love and they have no idea you're resentment, So
Yeah.
So it's great for partners to be able to look at. And then from there, we actually give you really just solid ways in which to return to love and to get it into you a little bit more like it's just something that happens. So we don't want to take people down. This is not like jujitsu. We're not going to make you tap out, but really to give you like, this is what happens and it's normal and this is what's ordinary. And guess what? There's an extraordinary way to handle this. And so that's what we do. You can also go to lauriehandlers.com and you can find all of our stuff there, including our Extraordinary Lovers events and just about anything else. Laurie is so prolific right now. She's everywhere. You can find out everything she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do amazing Tantra workshops, Tantra and BDSM workshops.
And speaking,
I'm gonna send my wife to one of these just to ruin her week.
engagements and writing, and I have 3 films I made 3 films in different times and lots of stuff. There's lots of stuff in the portal, in my website. Sometimes I'm just like, who did this? Who did all this? Oh, let's make a film. Okay.
Yeah, so 3
Okay.
films is definitely prolific.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're good. They won awards and film festivals. The one that didn't go too far is the one about football players abusing co-eds.
All right, well.
You know, the NFL rules.
Yeah, no, I don't.
The world, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I tried to get into colleges to speak to college football players to let them know that trying to have sex with somebody who they had roofied was not as good as having sex with somebody who wants to have sex with you.
Wow.
Like I want
What do you think the demographic was that she was mainly speaking to? I need to rewind that. She did a documentary on explaining to a certain group of people that were football players predominantly on how to have consensual sex that did not involve substances.
wanted to teach them how to have the joys of sex, you
Yeah.
know, the pleasure.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get into any colleges. I couldn't get into any football teams. I went to the Super Bowl, to a big Super Bowl party when the Super Bowl was in Phoenix to try and talk to some football players. And they were like, we don't want to talk to you. I did talk to a big basketball player and he was very interested in what I had to say, but nothing ever went from there. But
It was Kobe Bryant.
I felt like, look, you guys, you want to make love to someone who wants to make love to you. You want to have banging sex with someone who wants to bang you back, not with somebody who's like comatose.
Shouldn't be a revolutionary message, but
That's so funny. Inviting this lady to a party like of all these NFL players is who invited her, and then she's just going around in the party telling all these football players to have consensual sex and not rape using roofies.
It's a different topic.
Totally. All right. Well, let's think of something to end the whole podcast on. Maybe we should tell them about your throne that you've been propped up on this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
That you were willing to sit on 3 full pillows so that we
3
could see your
pillows.
full queen posture.
I'm short.
Amazing. Well, we'll include all of the links in the show notes. So if you
So
want
great.
to follow them and do the quiz and check out their teachings and workshops, you can see all of that in the show notes. It's been such a delight. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to This Tantric Life. I am Layla Martin. This is the home for the realest conversations about sex, spirituality, polarity, conscious relationships, and all kinds of topics that help us live the absolute most incredible lives. Please check out the next episode. Please go ahead and leave your rating and review on Spotify or Apple or YouTube. It's so helpful when you do that. If you want to stay connected to me, the most helpful supportive thing you can do is to head over to laylamartin.com, sign up.
My wife was absolutely correct. This is the future version of that girl that I play and you guys hate a lot. The one that was convincing guys to become toilet slaves. That is literally her. That's insane. This is her future. This is fucking crazy. I love it.
Your email address that connects you to me if you want to study deeper with me, if you want to receive my deeper teachings. I do it predominantly via email. Finally, you can check me out on Instagram at the Layla Martin. And thank you so much for being here.
And by the way, for those who didn't catch it, the way that I found this woman or this podcast was I found some lady in the comments of a video, and I just happened to go sorry, I was reading Slav's chat that I I went through this 40-year-old or 50-year-old woman's playlists about like female what you call it, like the tantric retreats and all of that. So yes, Slav will be. I'm going to try to do an episode with Jared on Sunday about 9/11. We're just gonna keep swinging back and forth through crazy topics. I appreciate you guys watching. If you could like the stream, that would be nice. Hope you enjoyed having my wife on here, and I guess we'll see you next time.